As some of you might know, I used to be a supporter of the Greens back when they used to be focused on the environment and free dental care, but now they seem to have morphed into a party quite different from what I remember, a party of division, disruption and, dare I say it, hatred. Bipartisan condemnation of Greens' involvement in pro-Palestinian protests. It's questionable where their deputy leader Mehreen Faruqi's loyalties lie. Greens deputy Mehreen Faruqi refuses to say whether Hamas should be dismantled. She seemingly hates our system of government. Parliament has broken me with its racism. Leader Adam Bandt can't answer simple questions, refusing to provide a direct answer when asked how many genders there are. But the latest case of Green ideology on full display is from Brisbane Greens MP Elizabeth Watson-Brown. What's she been up to, do you think? Well, what's she been not up to? Not flying the Australian flag, that's what. Greens MP Elizabeth Watson-Brown's refusal to fly Australian flag a pure snub, war heroes claim. She also declined to condemn the graffiti attack on the Australian War Memorial. Apparently, it's okay to commit crime now. According to the Courier Mail, Ms Watson-Brown refuses to fly the Australian flag in her office. Look, as a person elected by Australian voters, if she honestly doesn't like the Australian flag, you fly it anyway. You pretend. But you can't even bring herself to do that. Even Fatima Payman, although she flies the dual Aboriginal and Palestinian flag, she at least wears the Western Australian flag pin. Ms Watson-Brown just hates it so much. She must just hate Australia. What else can it be? Although it seems she's not against flags per se, in this photo of her and her supporters, she clearly is happy to display the Aboriginal flag. In this photo of her tent, she also proudly displays the LGBT pride flag. It's just the Australian one that is absent. To be fair, her boss, Greens leader Adam Bandt, refused to stand in front of the Australian flag, preferring only to show the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander flags. I guess none of this comes as any real surprise. On Ms Watson-Brown's Instagram page, she displays her obvious pronouns, she, her. If she didn't write that, I don't know how I'd make this video. She thinks children should have the choice to use puberty blockers, against any scientific evidence. She says Peter Dutton is a member of the far right. She says that it always was, always will be Aboriginal land, while showing a guy holding a club-like weapon, as well as saying you're living on stolen land. Apparently she lives in Meanjin. This is Meanjin, Magunjin, Yugera and Turrbal land. The city of Brisbane no longer exists, apparently. Of course, she doesn't recognise Australia Day. Grand Theft Australia, 26th of January. Why would she? She doesn't recognise the flag. And of course, she has to publicly show herself getting injected with some sort of chemical. How would Green supporters know what to do if their politicians didn't tell them what to do? The Queensland Greens, of course, offer race-based membership. Duh. If you're First Nations, you get free membership, but all the rest of you, $120. Cough it up, you cheapskates. However, Australians seem to be getting a bit tired of all of this so-called green ideology. They're no longer willing to raise their arms in unison in the air. What other group used to do that? Greens concede defeat to Liberals in Prahran by-election. The ABC, Liberal Party surges in Werribee and Prahran by-elections mount pressure on Allen Labor government. And The Guardian, the weekend by-election results were close to Labor and the Greens' worst-case scenario. Yep, the Liberals beat the Greens, a seat they've held for more than 10 years. Are people getting a bit tired of the Greens' extremism? I know I am.